Hello everyone, welcome to the Red Men TV. It is a beautifully sunny Friday morning and I am of a sunny disposition myself because Liverpool are in for Moises Caicedo, and the big news is this: Liverpool signed a deal with Google Pixel and now we're in for Moises Caicedo. And I joke, of course, because Moises Caicedo is the name on everybody's lips at the moment, isn't it? £111 million bid. I'm live on YouTube right now and on Twitter. If you're joining us on Twitter, get over to youtube.com/the Red Men TV. We will be timelining this from late last night through to the early hours of this morning, but it looks like right now that Liverpool could very well have the medical booked in. They do have the medical booked in with Moises Caicedo for today. The deadline is 12 p.m. if we want him to play on Sunday against Chelsea, the team that we gazumped for this player, or potentially are gazumping, because there's still a small chance. If you want to come over, have a chat with us, then get over to youtube.com/the Red Men TV. We are here on YouTube now, of course, and I'm going to timeline this first and foremost. And we're going to start with what I think was maybe one of the first people to break this story in the middle of the night. Well done, Melissa Reddy, by the way. We've got a tweet on the screen right now. Understand Moises Caicedo is open to joining Liverpool in what is expected to be a British record transfer fee if a move goes through. Sources say there has been a swing in the deal in favour of the Merseysiders, but Chelsea are not out of the equation just yet. That one was 12:16 a.m. We move on to Fabrizio Romano, whose tweet has just disappeared, but it is back. Breaking: Liverpool submitted their official bid for Moises Caicedo tonight and Brighton are set to accept. Liverpool bid set to break English transfer record up to £110 million total fee. Moises Caicedo will become a Liverpool player on Friday if it all goes to plan. That was 1:21 a.m. Next, Mel Reddy, without going to sleep, I'm sure of it, 6:38 a.m. Liverpool agree a British transfer record of 110 million with Brighton for Moises Caicedo, reached ahead of midnight after ousting Chelsea's £100 million bid. Formalities of the transfer are now in motion. Wow, that was 6:38. Next up, no messing around. 8:09, Mel Reddy doesn't sleep. Liverpool's British transfer record bid for Moises Caicedo is actually £111 million, with Brighton having a sell-on clause. That is the most un-Liverpool thing ever, isn't it? A sell-on clause from Liverpool Football Club for a 21-year-old Moises Caicedo, a player that even if we got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years out of, we probably would still command a very high fee for. That is out of Liverpool's normal way of working, I suppose. So I'm going to get over to Sky Sports. We're going to get into the comments. We're going to get into the super chats. We're going to do all of that. But I just wanted to get through. I've trawled the internet. I've scraped the internet, because that's what you do on the internet, isn't it? And I've tried to find articles from some of the bigger sort of Sky Sports, your Athletics, your This Is Anfield's, Liverpool Echo, etc., etc. And I've tried to find the differences between those articles, and there are a few differences between those articles, but let's not get into it. But before we get into that, let's get some reaction to actually Moises Caicedo, because we've done the timeline. We want to do the details next, but I want to give you my reaction. That's what I'm here for. It's what I live and breathe. I want to tell you how happy I am, if you can't tell already, that Liverpool could potentially sign Moises Caicedo today. And do you know what pisses me off? Right, and I'm going to start with what pisses me off first. I always lose my head about 2 days before Liverpool do something mental. This is a thing that happens almost every single season, going back to the Coutinho stuff and the Virgil van Dijk stuff and everything. I am such a positive person when it comes to Liverpool Football Club, and yet I can never hold on just long enough for Liverpool to do something that completely astounds me. And I'm not saying that what they've done this summer is the best, but if you'd have told me at the start of the summer that Liverpool were going to have potentially a starting lineup midfield of Moises Caicedo, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, I'd have bitten your hand off for that. I'd have bitten your arm off for that. I'd have probably chewed you like a shark in jaws. That's what I'm at right now, because those three players are such an upgrade on what we've had last season, on the biggest problem in this Liverpool team, that midfield. And yes, we've lost experience. And yes, the timing hasn't, I don't think, given Jurgen the foundation to have a great start to the season, but what it has done is hopefully secure the future of our midfield for years to come. And that's something that I cannot get away from. And I do wonder what this game of chess has been like behind the scenes. I'd love to speak to a Schmacker or Jurgen Klopp or somebody who knows exactly what's been going on behind the scenes, because as we've always said here, we live in this world where we make hard and fast assumptions on how things are going based on none of the facts. Now, if you're in your job or if you're, doing a hobby or something like that, and you make a decision without all the facts, the likelihood is you're going to make the wrong decision more often than you make the right decision. And I think that's something that I do as a football fan, and I know probably plenty of others do as well, because without all the facts, without seeing the inner workings, without seeing the spreadsheets and the names on the boards and everything else, it is so hard to accurately reflect an opinion that's truthful based on what the football club is doing, is trying to do in the future, and has done in the past, and why those things have been done in the past. Now, right now, like for all the world yesterday, I was thinking, Chelsea bid for Lavia, San Liverpool tit for tat have gone, but we'll try and bid for Caicedo. And now, just 24 hours later, I'm thinking to myself, my word, did they see that as a sign of weakness, that Chelsea don't believe that the Lavia, the Caicedo thing is going to get done? And that is the thing that Liverpool have gripped onto, because I think Liverpool have wanted Moises Caicedo for a long time, but they've always thought they were never in the race, much like we never thought we were actually in the race for Jude Bellingham, if you believe some of the stories around that subject. And Liverpool have got a sniff of a chance, and Liverpool have smelt that blood in the water, and Liverpool have become the shark, the hunter, and it's taken around about 24 hours to get that deal agreed. So I'm going to get into some of the articles. I'm going to get into some of the comments, I promise you, but I want to get through the content first. I want your reactions straight after that. If that's okay, keep them coming in. I'll go back to the start. Don't you worry about that. We will get everybody's, or as many people's as possible, reaction to this, because it's not just about me. It's about each and every one of you as well. And that's important to me. So, Moises Caicedo, Liverpool agreed British record £111 million fee with Brighton to sign the midfielder. Caicedo is set to travel to Liverpool on Friday for a medical. There will be a sell-on clause included in the deal. Brighton signed Caicedo for only £4.5 million in 2021. What a job like Tony Bloom and that have done at Brighton. And by the way, when we're looking for a director of football or someone like that, can you not look down the road at Brighton? Because we've nicked their two midfielders. Maybe we should be nicking someone else from higher up in the club, because the way that they've dealt with transfers over the course of the summer, the way, I know that we got McAllister for a good fee, but the way in which they were going to lose McAllister anyway, because they didn't have sort of that release fee and all this type of stuff, they tied him down to a contract. They got a fee that was acceptable to them. They've held on, and they've held on from Chelsea's advances since January pretty much, and the way that they've actually probably got more than they expected in the end, because of the way they went into the bidding war, is excellently done and should be respected. Liverpool have agreed a British record fee for Brighton midfielder, blah, blah, blah. It's understood to be worth 100 million, set to travel. We've done that. Brighton set a deadline for Liverpool, a deadline for midnight on Thursday for bids to come in, and provided their valuation had met, they would go with the highest bidder. And that is the thing that I've sort of highlighted there, because this again isn't something that Liverpool want to get themselves into. Liverpool don't want to get themselves into bidding wars. We've heard that for the last year or so now, haven't we? We certainly heard that with the Jude Bellingham saga and all that type of stuff. And yet Liverpool were willing to put themselves into this bidding war. And not only did they get into a bidding war, they won the bidding war. And by all accounts, like Chelsea's maximum bid was around about 100 million quid. So we've gone in 10 million over Chelsea, which says to me that Liverpool really like Moises Caicedo a lot. I do feel for our Romeo, to be honest with you, because he's probably had his heart set on a deal to Liverpool Football Club, but also stick it to Southampton at the same time, because play hardball with us. We've said all along, and I thought Liverpool had no leverage in this, and I might have been wrong on that, or Liverpool have just done something truly spectacular, or in the middle of doing something truly spectacular. And as revolutionary mindset says, because it does pop up right in front of me there, this is so un-Liverpool like. I'll take a little break from that there, and I'm going to get into some of the super chats and stuff like that. So here we go. Robbie Brown. Caicedo with Bacetic's second fiddle for the number 6 fills me with confidence. A huge sigh of relief. Robbie, I'm in the same boat, mate. I was losing my head at the start of this week. I'd had a couple of weeks off, expected Liverpool to sign players. They'd not signed players. I was wound up about it. I thought I couldn't see what Liverpool were doing. I couldn't see the wood for the trees. Liverpool could very much see the wood through the trees somehow in all of this by the looks of things. And it's absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? And as you quite rightly say there, and you've had that huge sigh of relief. For me, this is a huge sigh of relief. And, you know, there is a regret for me, and that regret is not being able to do it sooner. But if we'd have got Lavia done 3 weeks ago, and that means we weren't able to sign Moises Caicedo, then Liverpool have done this the right way. Because this opportunity has only presented itself at this time of the transfer window. So dragging our heels on Romeo Lavia could lead to us signing a better player. And for that, Liverpool do need to be commended, regardless, because that is facts, that is outcomes if the deal does go through. So yeah, absolutely brilliant from them there. Super chat from Sunil. I am a very happy man. I set my alarm early for this, 100% worth it. It very much is. And setting your alarm is brilliant. You're obviously up late following all the news and all that type of stuff, and you've set your alarm, and right now you've proved why you should have set your alarm. So I love that, mate. Absolutely love it. Tom Solis just sent us 1999. Chloe, come here, Chloe. How happy are you, girl? Come on, get over here. How happy are you? I don't think you need this to say that close to the microphone to scream down everyone's ears, but I think Chloe is happy. There was a natural, effusive shine to her skin then, wasn't there? That only a Liverpool transfer for a Moises Caicedo could bring. Well, that and makeup. But anyway, Craig Tebbs, $4.99 super chat. I'm just here with my popcorn, watching everyone frantically out there, heads back on. How long till the but who's next, lads? It's already started. We still need the centre half. We've spent the centre half money. Just enjoy what is going to be, hopefully, one of the fantastic transfer deals of the modern era. Up there with, like, what else could it be? I mean, for this type of a thing to have happened, you are going back a long, long time. When this is a player that, like, everyone wanted Romeo Lavia, and one of the reasons that everyone wanted Romeo Lavia is because Liverpool didn't have a defence. Romeo Lavia was the answer to Liverpool's defensive midfielder problems for this season. Everyone could see the potential. Everyone could see exactly what type of a player he's going to be in the future and stuff like that. But everyone really wanted someone like a Moises Caicedo in, not for the price. The price is ridiculous. Let's get that started now. And out there, £110 million and a British transfer record for a 21-year-old midfielder is absolutely ridiculous. But in today's market, he could provide us with value, because the market goes up and up and up and up. And if we sign him onto a 5-year deal now and we get 150 or 160 or 170 million pound player in a couple of years' time out of the money that we've spent today, then it'll be a good move. And that's one of the things I think we always need to consider when we are talking about it. But heads back on right now. Heads a little bit off in terms of what the fuck is going on here. Like, how have Liverpool managed to do this? Schmacker, I thought, was not doing a great job, to be honest with you. And now Schmacker's, if he gets this done, he might get a statue. You know what I mean? I'm only kidding. I'm getting ahead of myself, of course I am. Aaron comes in with a big super chat. 3 a.m. in America, and I won't sleep until we get there. Here we go. And we'll be here with you every step of the way. We've got all kinds of shows lined up for you. I've got an emergency deep dive booked in later, so that will hopefully be going out later tonight. Me and Josh Williams will be deep diving into Moises Caicedo, and it sounds as filthy as it's going to be. We've got all kinds of journalists lined up, all kinds of random people crawling out of the woodwork to talk Moises Caicedo for you. The best place to follow all of the action is, of course, redmenplus.com. So get over there, get yourself signed up. I might even drop an offer, so keep an eye out on the channel later on today, and we'll see if we can get an offer lined up for everybody, something along the Moises Caicedo route. You can get yourself signed up, you can do that, and we will do that indeed. And Tom, if you could ask Steve to sort that for me, that would be fantastic. Maybe a little yearly code, something like that, Tom. If you can hear me, my friend, or if Steve, you're watching this, a yearly code, something around, you know, Moises Caicedo. Let's drop the bomb. Let's give everybody a chance to sign up and see all of the content that we're doing day in, day out. There's nothing like a transfer to wake everybody up around Liverpool Football Club. There's loads still to get to. There's loads and loads of super chats. There's loads and loads of story. Stay with us. We're reacting into the best of it. My friend Hawks is here. $25 Hawks. Thank you so much. I'm staggered by this in all of the best ways. We've absolutely shown we are not to be messed with. Come out with a midfield that makes me fully excited for the season. Good to see you, Chris. Come on, you Reds. I'm going to get back into some of the content. I'm going to get back into the super chat, back into the comment section in a little bit of time. So I'm on the Athletics website this time. It's a free article, so I'm fine showing it. Moises Caicedo, Liverpool reach agreement to sign Brighton midfielder for 110. So again, I've highlighted the section that I thought was different, but I found it in the Sky Sports one, so I'm going to read it because it's on the teleprompter for me. Apologies. Brighton held an auction with a midnight cut-off on Thursday with Liverpool the highest bidders. Chelsea's bid for the 21-year-olds was 100 million. I knew there was something different in there. I didn't have faith in myself. The fact that the auction has ended says to me that Chelsea aren't coming back in for Moises Caicedo. If Liverpool can agree to personal terms and Moises Caicedo can get through that medical, I believe right here, right now, that Moises Caicedo will be a Liverpool player by the end of play today. And that might be late. It might be late. But Liverpool are moving quickly through the waters, the murky waters of the transfer window. Liverpool are getting there. Chelsea bid 100 million. The auction has ended. Liverpool are in pole position. It is now down to us to agree the personal terms. And I've got some news on that a little bit later on in the show as well. So we'll move forwards now. I'm going to go over to one of my favourite sites, and that is this. This is Anfield. And this is the piece of news that I was saying that you need to hold on for. According to journalist Chris Williams, friend of the show, friend of mine for a long time now, bonded over Liverpool Football Club, the midfielders agency football division have briefed that a contract had been discussed with the Reds in January. The expectation is any new salary will be increased, though it remains to be seen whether Caicedo will arrive among the club's highest earners. Okay, so Liverpool have spoken to Moises Caicedo in January. Liverpool have an idea of what Moises Caicedo wanted. Caicedo is probably in a pretty good position here in that, you know, he knows what Chelsea will have agreed with Chelsea and all that type of stuff. It should be a relatively, this is what Chelsea offered Liverpool, you need to do the same thing. I imagine that although the amortization of transfers is now only over 5 years, that Chelsea probably would have offered him a 7-year contract regardless and amortise the transfer fee over that 5 years. If you want to get into the heavy side of shit, go somewhere else. I guess that Caicedo would have been offered something like a 6 or a 7-year contract. My guess is that Liverpool will offer him either a 5 or potentially a 6-year contract, but more likely a 5-year deal. Probably not as much wages, first of all, but, you know, we have cleared a lot of wages off the books in the Fabinho and the Hendersons and your Oxes and your Caters and your Milners and yada, 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 all those players that everybody knows has left this summer. But the fact that we've already got an indication of what Caicedo wanted in January will give us a strong footing in these negotiations today with Moises Caicedo. So that's absolutely brilliant. I'm going to move over to the Liverpool Echo website next, of course. Caicedo has previously been deemed unattainable by the club due to his high price tag, but the £52 million raised by the sales of Henderson and Fabinho have given Liverpool more room for manoeuvre in this transfer window. Should the deal be completed, it would smash the previous club record, the £85 million committed to Darwin Núñez from Benfica last year, and would take their outlay on their midfield rebuild to over £200 million, with Alexis McAllister and Dominic Szoboszlai having been brought in for a combined £95 million. If you'd have told me at the start of this summer that Liverpool was spending £200 million on their midfield, I'd go, all right, son, who did we get sold to? Who did we get sold to spend £200 million on our midfield? Because, like, yeah, come on. I expected a war chest last year. I expected a war chest the year before. I expected a war chest the year before that. There's been no war chests. This is a war chest. My word. And this is what happens, I think, when you get wages off the books as well. It does free up more money to be used in different areas of the club. Because if you're committing, let's say, £300 million to wages every single year, and you then drop that to £200 million, then you've got another £100 million that you can split up whichever way you want. You know what I mean? And obviously transfer fees would still be included in your original £300 million. So this does have a bit of a thing going to it. And we do have a 50% off club captain yearly subscription, new customers only. and it's been deleted. Steve deleted it from the screen. It's back. A 50% off Captain yearly subscription. New customers only. Expires midnight on Sunday. The code is Caicedo, all caps. redmenplus.com. Sign up as a club captain yearly subscriber if you're a new customer, and use the code Caicedo, and you will get a full year of Redmen Plus for 50% off. So you need to get over there, do that now. You'll get all the content that we produced today. You get all the back catalogue of stuff that we've ever done on Redmen Plus, the Bobby documentaries, the Hendo documentaries, all the other things, everything that we've done, and you'll get a full season's worth of content. And it promises, if Liverpool get this over the line, to be a great season's worth of content. That is Caicedo. That is redmenplus.com. We're going to get back into some super chats, and then I will get into the actual the comments as well, because it's only fair. I need some coffee. You'll have to bear with me 1 second. I think I've talked solidly for 20 minutes without breathing. Right. 20 more minutes. Let's go. No more coffee. Bring it on the screen, everybody. The comment is here. It's last day of work. Lanzarote tomorrow. We've just spunked 111 million on Caicedo. Happy Friday, folks. Completely agree. My word, what a weekend this is promising to be already. Tom, Jeff, have we secured a DM for the next 5 or 10 years? Mate, yes. Yes, we have. Potentially. Today. It's the day that we do that. Oh, my word. Super chat from Ben Jones. Can't believe we've gotten this monster, mate. We spent a British record, but I don't care. This guy's a beast, and Klopp will make him a machine. What was the last time we got a British record? It was Stan Collymore at £8.5 million, a British record transfer fee. Can anyone confirm that? Is that the last time that Liverpool broke the British transfer records? Or have we done one with the Allison or the Van Dijk? Did we break a British transfer record? I do remember, I think, Stan Collymore, £8.5 million in the 90s, being a British record transfer fee. I would like to know that, if anyone's got anything in the comments. If you see it, Tom, as well, let me know, mate, if you can. Hitchin Baz. So does this mean Trent is our DM and Caicedo in the right back DM role, or vice versa? I've woken up and I'm still dreaming. This is such a great shout, because this is one of the things that Moises Caicedo actually allows you to do. Excuse me. He can play the right back stroke DM role. We've seen him do that. So my gut is he goes in as the DM. My gut is he's the 6, because he's brilliant at moving the ball forward. And do tune in later for the deep dive, because I've got it planned in my head and I know exactly about this player that I don't need to do too much, because he's a player that I've loved and I've watched for a while, obviously, like everybody else. But he gives us that flexibility, such that if Trent was to, the worst comes to the worst, and get injured, or if Trent was going to be spelled for a couple of games, Moises Caicedo is adept at doing the right back DM role, and somebody else would just drop in. Maybe it's a McAllister, maybe it's a Stefan Bajcetic, maybe it's a Kurt Jones. Who knows? I don't want to get dragged into that right now, but I think you're absolutely right to point it out, and I'm glad that you did. Emil Olsen. He sent us knocks, 50 of them. Feels like a Viagra overdose indeed. It might be a coffee overdose for me. No, it's a Viagra overdose as well. Igor Lokatar, I really think this is Agent Kara's power showing. It might well be. It might well be. My words. I'm in shock at what's happened here this morning for Liverpool. And this is I missed it. My word. The chats won't let me go back. Oh my gosh. I can only go back till like 9:30. Okay, I promised I'd go back right to the beginning. I'm unable to do that. That never happens. Chris, this is like when we signed Virgil. Next level. It is, Dom. And my name's Chris with a H, but that's fine. It's a happy day. I don't want to take anything away from that. I'm sure it was just a typo. Liverpool and Hove Albion says, "Oh, it's gone. I'm at the top. I've got to move. All these things are just missing out. It's probably that we've got too many people watching live, and we've got too many comments coming in, which is the first time that this has happened ever. That's incredible. There's like nearly 5,000 people watching live now. The comments are coming in thick and fast. I honestly can't keep up with them. You guys are the absolute best in the world." There's loads of talk about FSG in the comments. Today is not a day for whataboutery. Whataboutery is what I hate about the internet. Today is a day for enjoyment. Today is a day for being united as a Liverpool fan base and enjoying the fact that Liverpool are going to sign one of the best DMs in potential out there in the world with Premier League experience. 21 years old, 45 million quid, 45 million appearances in the Premier League, 111 million pounds. I went over to the Echo, didn't I? I'm going to go over to the Daily Mail now because I found something else. Their title, of course, Liverpool hijack Chelsea's move for Moises Caicedo and agree £110 million British record transfer in bombshell midnight auction after the Blues, the poor Blues, offered £100 million, but were outbid for Brighton star all summer long, baby. All you had to do was offer £100 million for Moises Caicedo, but you were cacks, I tell you, and now you've been outgunned by the Reds. Oh my God, I'm such an idiot. Liverpool likely pay more in wages to Caicedo than Chelsea had offered him. That is the line from this. Look at it right there in the Daily Mail website. Liverpool will likely pay more in wages to Caicedo than Chelsea had offered. Talk about getting a deal over the line, Liverpool Football Club. You blow them out the water by 11 million quid. You beat them in the deadline. The player that they've had lined up since January, you get it done, hopefully, pending wages. And then Liverpool are going to spend and offer more money in wages to Caicedo than Chelsea. Wow, Liverpool Football Club. Get in, my friends. Get in. Oh, question. Oh, honestly, all these are going so fast. It's actually ridiculous. I'm sorry, I can't keep up with the chat at the moment. It's crazy. Let's have a little look at this one. James Murray. Lavia was on the babble. The Babblecopter, indeed it was. Okay, next one. Liverpool Hove Albion. We did that. I think I said that one. I just couldn't find it. Stan Collymore was the last British record. Carroll was a Liverpool record. There you go. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate that one. Ben, I'm just so happy today off work and this has happened. Honestly, I'm dreaming like we've just signed Caicedo. What the fuck, Macca and him? Oh my God. And I've not even spoken about that. The fact that these two lads know each other, the fact that these two lads know each other's game inside and out, the fact that they can drop in and play a two if they want to play a two, the fact that they can play with McAllister there ahead of him, the fact that Caicedo can play as a six, he can play as a right back, he can play as an eight on the right-hand side as well. But the fact that Caicedo and McAllister link up well, we've seen what McAllister has brought to Liverpool Football Club in this pre-season already. The fact that we're building up through the centre because we've got players who are comfortable on the ball and able to knock it around corners and see things in tight areas of the field. That has been a major advantage. Moises Caicedo is of that same ilk. Moises Caicedo played in that Brighton side with McAllister, knows where he's going to be, find those pockets of space, hit him in stride, etc., etc. This is and could be a link up for the ages for Liverpool Football Club, and I am so happy. So happy. I don't know whether you can tell. James Lim, do we know his injury record? And has Carragher got links to FSG because he said to go and buy him, and we have. I do not know his injury record. It is very easy for me to find out, though. I will grab his injury record for you right now. Injury history. He got injured for 5 days and he was ill between April the 1st, 2022 and April the 6th, 2022. And he had a torn muscle fibre and missed 21 days and 7 games in 2020. So his injury history, if you look at that there, and I don't think you can because of this super chat, his injury history looks pretty good, to be fair, doesn't it? And I told you I'd find it, and we found it, and that looks pretty good. And ill for 5 days. People get ill. People get ill all the time. We can excuse him that, but no more torn muscle fibres because that's what Liverpool midfielders do, and we don't want that anymore. Thank you very much. I'm going to get back into some of these then. Okay. Hitch and Baz, thank you again. Previous British record was Fernandes to Chelsea for 106. Previous record was Collymore for Liverpool for Forest for 8.5. I'm so glad I got that one right, to be honest with you. I made up with myself. My whatever it is, I can't even think of what it would be. Specialist subject would be Liverpool in the mid-90s. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. When you're 40 years old, the mid-90s is where you're at. Are you watching Klopp press in 15 minutes? I'll probably be with you guys, Ben, to be perfectly honest with you, chatting absolute wham about Moises Caicedo and just being dead excited. Absolutely buzzing. says, as brother Dave FSG in, hit Chelsea with the old bait and switch. What a giggle. Oh, yeah, I like that. The old bait and switch. What a giggle. Again, I don't want to get into the FSG in, FSG out, who did what. I'm sure people will be out there telling you that they've had an effect on this and all that type of stuff. Again, the whataboutery is not for me. The enjoyment of Liverpool Football Club and the enjoyment of the end of this transfer window and the enjoyment of planning for this season and thinking about what this midfield could be like and this Liverpool side could be like with a proper DM in there who knows Alexis McAllister, who can play right back if you need to when Trent's spelled. This is what I take my enjoyment out of. I do not take enjoyment out of bad mouthing other people. So they can be them and I'm going to be me and live and let live. And that's what I'm saying on this one. If you've got an opinion about FSG, you're more than welcome to voice it, of course. I've got an opinion on FSG as well, and I do voice mine. Whew. Okay, next. Thoughts on this champ? We've got the best midfield in the world. Macher and Showboat, Moises Caicedo, Trent Alexander-Arnold. Oh, it's pretty good. It fits in well, but I do not like the reusing chance. But you've done that pretty quick, the Nixter, and I like that. I respect that, to be honest with you. I think that's absolutely brilliant. Bell to this. Just need to keep going Sunday, take the 3 points and start the season off. Great. Sabayan says, why no Jude then? I think ultimately, look, I said this the other day on me fan interactive show and stuff like that, is that when it comes down to it, I think Liverpool will look at the market and think, my word, 100 million or 85 million plus the add-ons, taking it to around about the same fee for Jude Bellingham might have been something they can do. But I think the crux of the matter and the truth of the matter is that Liverpool didn't have a chance to sign him because Jude Bellingham wanted to go to Real Madrid. And Liverpool have saved face by saying we don't want to get into a bidding war when they know that they were getting beaten in that bidding war because the other team wanted him and the other team was more of an option for him, and Jude Bellingham ultimately wanted to go there. I think one of the things that, like, the Declan Rice thing, I'm like, wow, Declan Rice would have been amazing. And I think, I like Declan Rice. I think he's an amazing player. I think he's better than Moises Caicedo right now. But there was a handful of players that you wanted to get. Too many would have been one of my absolute top options. Moises Caicedo would have been one of my top options, but probably third in the list. And Declan Rice. The market moved on a lot. Sometimes this happens. Sometimes the 2022 market isn't the same as the 2023. Sometimes, I was reading an article by Paul Tompkins, actually of the Tompkins Time, just yesterday, thinking about it. Sometimes the market can jump by 40% increases. And Liverpool, I don't think, had planned for a massive jump. But Liverpool maybe should have, because there was a dearth of midfield options, especially in the sixth position this summer, with only a handful of targets that were good enough available, and that has driven up the market within the market. And I think the midfielder market has outgrown the striker market right now, and the defender market, to a point where Liverpool probably didn't see it coming. And Liverpool have decided to act, and it's been late, but it's been done, and that's the ultimate thing that we need to care about right now. Yeah. Elite Six. Normally, such astronomical levels of arousal brought on by our very own Darwin. Not this time, my friends. Have a boss day, Mr. Pajak. Thank you so much, mate. Really appreciate that one. I think, did I miss this one from Hawks? No, I did. I got it. I've got so many super chats flying in. It's really difficult to keep up to date with them all. It's just so many. I've read all of these ones, so apologies. Anyone else excited to come with me to team? Oh, yeah. Craig Tabs, I've not read this one. This is a new one for me. Anyone else excited to see the content when we meet the team, and especially Maka? Think he will have to applaud FSG and Schmaka. Again, listen, I'm not going to go out there all the time, right, and badmouth FSG when they don't sign players when the transfer window's open. And I'm not going to give them the credit for signing players when the transfer window is open, because I ultimately do believe that they set the budgets and Liverpool work within those budgets. I don't know, and I might be wrong here, but I think Liverpool had this money available to them. I don't think FSG have gone, here's another 50 million, lads. So for me, FSG aren't getting the credit for this. The Liverpool team are. And it might be that we don't sign another defender, or it might be that we don't sign somebody else because we've decided to sign Moises Caicedo. We might have to sit on our hands in terms of a potential centre-back and go into the season hoping that there are no injuries and stuff like that. And that might be the price, the risk that we've had to pay. And that would be a thing that FSG could have maybe sorted out if they did have an influx of money for Liverpool. So for me, the FSG talk is moot. Liverpool's football people have done this, and Liverpool football people didn't sign Romeo Lavia. And that's where the credit lies with the football people at the football club. Now, if someone comes out and tells me that FSG stepped in and threw 50 million on the table, then they'll deserve credit. Until then, this was the football people making football decisions, and FSG don't get the credit. For me. And I'm sure people will disagree with that, but that's absolutely fine. We now have a proper midfield rebuild. We do, and we've lost experience, but we've gained quality, and that is to be applauded, of course. What next? Agreeable animal, who knows? Imi! Yes, Imran, I'm sure you're excited. Chris, you beautiful, beautiful man. Way to Brighton. Oh, I see what you did there. Up my Friday morning. 111 million. Absolutely beautiful. So there we go. My word, the comments are coming in thick and fast. I thought we were poor, said Connor. I thought we were poor. I think everybody thought Liverpool, but I think that's what Liverpool want you to think as well at times, isn't it? Oh my word. Go and watch Klopp's press conference now. I'm not watching Klopp's press conference. I'm talking about this because this is what makes me happy. This is it. I'll go and watch Klopp's press conference. It's on demand. You're getting this reaction one time, baby. Here in Australia, my F5 button fell out of my keyboard. Stoked for the UK Liverpool diehards waking up to this news. You'll never walk alone. Thank you. Thank you so much. So basically, Liverpool had the money to sign Caicedo all this time, but don't get it. Roller coaster. It's been a roller coaster, hasn't it? But I think, if you were watching earlier on in the stream and stuff like that, then I think everybody knows that they didn't think that they were going to be able to get Moises Caicedo. That's ultimately what it came down to. They thought that Chelsea were going to sign Moises Caicedo, and as soon as Chelsea put the bid in for Lavia, that's when this whole thing unravelled for them, because they thought after it was Tyler Adams stuff. And then the Lavia stuff, that Liverpool have seen a shift in focus because Chelsea now don't believe that they're going to get Moises Caicedo for the price that they believe they want to get him for. And Liverpool, instead of me thinking it was tit for tat, I've gone, chink in the armour. Let's speak to Brighton. Let's see if Moises fancies it. Let's see if we've got the money. We're going to spend the money. And that's what Liverpool have done. They've been opportunistic. They've bided their time. And if the football people at the club had done what everyone, including myself, had said and paid the £50 million, we wouldn't be in a position, for the £50 million for Romeo Lavia, we wouldn't be in a position today to sign Moises Caicedo. And again, commending needs to happen. Well done, the football people. It's just mad, isn't it? It's ultimately crazy. Our average, wow. Office lap from Chris. I don't know if I don't think I can, to be honest with you. Mainly because my shorts have ridden up right to a point where all you're going to see is a big pair of orange boxer shorts and what looks like Jordan short thongs. And I don't feel comfortable that being on the internet for the rest of my life, however short that may be. So otherwise, though, I'd be absolutely there. But I've been so excited, jiggling around so much that my shorts are up my ass. So apologies. Richard, no time to wallow, Mr. Waller. I think this means Thiago is going for a transfer fee. You know what? You could be right, and this could be it. I mean, we heard about a potential bid for 12 million quid, didn't we? From Saudi Arabia for Thiago. I can't imagine that we'd sell him. I mean, ultimately, this is the Google Pixel deal. Am I right? Come on, guys. They were looking at, let me get the words up, because I planned for this, because I did the joke at the beginning. LFC and Google Pixel will work with the club's men's and women's team to create exclusive content as well as deeper tech-driven experiences. Google AI power, fan experiences. This is a fan experience. This is all thanks to Google Pixel. Nay, this is down to Liverpool not spending the money on Romeo Lavia. Imagine if we got Romeo Lavia as well and spent 250 million quid on a midfield in one transfer window. I mean, come on, guys! What a summer this is promising to be now. JM bottom reds are in the mud again. I'm not getting into the whataboutery and stuff like that, and I don't like the bottom reds term as much as I don't like the top reds term. Ultimately, we're Reds at the end of the day, and we all love our football club, and we all want to have fun watching our football club. And some people take their fun in different ways, and that's fine. You know what I mean? And there are loads of things that I'm just not into in terms of porn, that some people are, and that's fine. You do you, I'm going to do me. So there we go. Thoughts on Kwanzaa training with the first team? Do you think he'll keep him around and not trying to send back down? Honestly, right now, the way that we're spending money, 111 million pound on Moises Caicedo, I do think that we're probably not going to shine a centre half, but I do think that we've given ourselves the better midfielder, and I think that's important because we do have good defenders at the football club. Robertson, although not perfect for the role, can do a role and is a good defender. You know, the concern is around the injury and the availability, the potential injuries and availability of our centre halves, and that's where I think we've got the problem. And we are maybe going to be rolling the dice, but maybe Liverpool will surprise me. Maybe Liverpool will make me a liar. Maybe Liverpool will sign somebody else. But right now, Connor's training with the first team, and you're right, and that's probably going to be the thing of it. Matt and Jeremy buzzing. We look like we're going to get Caicedo. Hopefully, this will shut up the FSG gang. And again, listen, people who have got a strong opinion on FSG either way, this move won't, because I can see it myself. I'd rather Liverpool have done this earlier on in the window, but I don't think they could have done this earlier on in the window. When you are staunch on one side of an argument and you do not listen to either, and this is FSG in, which doesn't exist, FSG out, which does exist, and this is Brexit, and this is everything. When you are here and someone else is here, you do not listen to the other person, and your views will not change. You may go quiet for a period of time, and then you may go loud if something happens. Those people will not change. I will not change on my opinions on FSG, and they've not changed for 9 months, but I am open to having my opinions change. And I think that's something that we should all try and do in this life, because we are in the age of misinformation. And again, as I said sort of earlier on in the stream, when you make hard and fast opinions and judgments based on lack of evidence or not the full story, you're going to be proven wrong. So, it's a guessing game. Like, you know what I mean? I remember at the end of last season, I'll give you an example of this. Paul, I thought, was absolutely fucking nuts thinking that we could get top four. Thought it was the stupidest thing, and we got close. And all right, he was wrong, but he enjoyed it, and I was jealous of that. And why wouldn't I be jealous of that? Because I wish I was as positive as Paul. Sometimes I'm not. I always lose my head 2 days before something mental happens. It always happens. I wish I could think about it like that, but you can't change how you think. And I'm different to Paul, and Paul's different to other people, and stuff like that. And it doesn't matter whether you're right or you're wrong when you're following your football club. It's about being there to support the team. It's about taking the enjoyment where you can from it and trying not to get too down with it when it's not going your way. Okay, Robert Walker. Chris, I love you. If we sign him today, doesn't mean we can register him in time for Sunday. I think it's got to be 12 p.m. today in time to register him for Sunday's game against Chelsea, which would be, my words, just a big fat finger in the face of Chelsea Football Club, wouldn't it? My words. Is that Dave Gill? Dave Gill is in the comments. After seeing the excitement over Andre by your Brazilian expert, I'd rather have him than Lavia. Dave Gill, right, is one of the reasons that Red Men TV exists. He is one of the first cameramen, absolute legend of a bloke, and we wouldn't be here without Dave Gill. So sending much love to you, Dave. Thank you so much for commenting and being involved in the stream. What are we having for dinner, Chris? Alex, I'm going to Sapporo Teppanyaki tonight, my friends, with some friends. And I can't wait, to be honest with you. So it will be some kind of Japanese food, I'm assuming. John Page, Chelsea tried to gazumpas with Lavia, and they can do, Liverpool can do better. Oh, and the 3 points, please, John. Agreed, my friend. 2 things. Caicedo and McAllister for 145 minutes together is mental. Secondly, please, Brighton sign Lavia. Oh, my word. Wouldn't that just be glorious? Oh, Daniel, you've broken it. The internet, you've broken it finally. This is it. That is what Brighton need to do. Just go out and hand £50 million to Southampton, and Chelsea are stood there bollock naked in the middle with Adams. Oh, you've broken the internet, Daniel. You absolute legend. I love you. This is the best comment I've seen all week. Absolutely brilliant. As brother Dave, brother, I love the way you conduct your business. Your poor approach to the FSG stuff. Do you think we really wanted Lavia or long game? I think we did want Lavia. I think we wanted Lavia while we had Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. I personally think that the plans have changed because we sold Fabinho and Jordan Henderson. Lavia would have come in, Fabinho would have stayed for a year, Lavia would have taken over that role when Fabinho completely dropped off the cliff, and we would have moved on, and we'd have signed the centre half this summer. Now I think Liverpool have gone, can we afford to have Lavia learn on the job at Liverpool Football Club when we want to get back in the Champions League more than absolutely anything? And I think Liverpool have decided learning on the job at Liverpool Football Club is probably not the way to go. And that is why they have signed Moises Caicedo. And as I mentioned before, we have got so much more content coming for you on redmenplus.com. So if you go to redmenplus.com, and I will see another couple of comments maybe, and you go and you click the big subscribe button, which should be there, I think. I think there's a big subscribe button. I'm going to log out, right? Join today, right? If you click that join today button, you get yourself registered, type your email address in, you'll then be going to a payment scheme. If you use the code Caicedo on the club captain or the captain yearly subscription, code Caicedo, you will get it for half price for the entire year. All of today's content. We've got a deep dive coming up with Josh Williams later on. We've got journalists galore. We've got all kinds of stuff that's coming up on Caicedo over the next couple of days, and you'll get an entire season's worth of Red Men Plus content for 50% off, new customers only, and it expires midnight Sunday. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, Liverpool, for pulling your finger out of your arse and getting a midfielder. Please get it done. Please get it done, and I'll see you next time. Ta-ra.